24/7 Laredo Talk Show is an independent and original video news channel dedicated to local topics relating to everyday issues that affect Laredo, Webb County, and surrounding areas. Any comments made by guests are not a reflection of the view and opinions of the 24/7 Laredo team. However, we intend to offer you a community program with wide-range views and opinions that reflect our community. No abusive or obscene comments towards any class of people or persons will be tolerated. We believe that an informed community is the way to move Laredo and Webb County forward. If you would like to advertise on the show, you can email us at bordertown2020@gmail.com.
Welcome back to the show, 24/7 Laredo Talk Show. This is a show which is original, free, and independent news channel. Talk about issues affecting Laredo. Today, we are very lucky to have our Associate Municipal Court Judge, Judge Nathan Chu. Thank you, Judge, for making it.
Thank you so much for having me on. Happy New Year to you too
Happy
and
New
your
Year.
staff.
Tell me, how was your New Year's? How's the family doing?
It was good. It was good. Spent it with the family. We went outdoors. We went hiking with the kids, so we enjoyed it a lot.
Good.
I had great expectations for the new year. Things would change around. We have the vaccine, so we were real happy and excited about that.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Definitely. Hopefully, in the near future, all of us can have it or can be accessible. But the way it was rolled out, Judge, I would imagine you've had issues. I took my parents to TAMU at the original weekend when they had the rollout. My parents are in their 90s. There were no bathrooms, and the wait was 7 hours long.
Oh my goodness.
It was long. And of course, I reached out to my councilman, and he felt that was the appropriate way of doing it. Since then, they made changes, of course, and maybe it was, but it wasn't for my parents or for senior citizens. It is not the right way of doing it.
The thing that we have here, Judge, is that we have very good law-abiding citizens in Laredo. So that's a huge plus for us. Just imagine if any other city that with this type of breakdown, folks were rushing in line, cutting in line, causing a lot of panic and havoc because there was no sort of appointment system or no sort of strategy in place. It would have gotten a lot worse.
Right. Well, but it unfortunately it became whoever had a car, whoever has an access to a computer are the ones who are going to win out. It's unfortunate, but it just seems to me, based on this, the way the appointment system is setting out, is that you got to have the internet, you got to have a computer, and you got to be able to go get a car and go over there. But for people who are senior citizens who don't have access to a computer, who cannot drive over there that easily, it's going to be tougher for them to get access to, at least originally, in my view, to the vaccines.
So, Judge, you were a sitting judge for a long time, and you know our county has a lot of community centers. that has a lot of contacts with our
Right.
senior citizen. Pick them up, give them food and whatnot, and take them back to their house. So the system's already set up, with that type of stuff. They
Yeah.
just need to talk to each other to coordinate this
Right.
this
I,
rollout.
of course, I'm a minority and I have no authority, but I have an opinion. Okay. And
But those
but I'll tell you
structures
this,
already in
yeah,
place,
I mean,
right?
it's very simple. The only way you're going to give out 400,000 shots, which is that's how many we have to give. We got to leave at least 200,000 people times two. That's 400,000 shots. You cannot make an appointment at City Hall or on a computer or go to the ER or Mercy Hospital and get the shots. You are going to have to create a rapid recovery type of team to go into the neighborhoods for people who can't get out of the house and provide these people vaccinations. I don't
So
understand why they haven't picked up the phone and called every single doctor in town, every lawyer in town, every school district in town, every bank in town, every daycare center in town, pretty much anywhere where there are people, either through business or for whatever reason, they should be able to do on-site vaccinations there. That's the only way you're going to be able to get,
exactly.
because at the rate we're going, we did the numbers, we're talking about a year and a half to 2 years from now until everybody gets vaccinated in Laredo, Texas. 2 years at a minimum.
So you read the report that the governor wants to do 50,000 a day, right? So that's his goal for Texas. I'm still waiting for my turn. So whenever that comes up, I'll tell you if I do get my shot. My wife and I are still waiting. The thing is that my parents, who live in Los Angeles, a city of over 6 million people, and my brother has been able to get them their shots. My mom and my dad, and so they're over 65, but they've already, got their
Right.
shot. So I mean, the cities have been able to do this. It's just a matter of fact of getting together and communicating and coming up
I
with the
would have
strategy.
created a task force, Judge. Create a task force of law enforcement, medical, the schools, the trucking companies, definitely, and created a system of a delivery system where you can deliver those shots at their businesses, at where people congregate. But if the sheriff is the governor's saying 50,000, you said per day, he will be talking
50,000
about
per day. That's his goal.
per day. That would be 1.5 million a month, more or less.
Right.
Which well, no, maybe or is it a week? I'm not sure right now. But the point of the matter is, he might be able to
Yeah,
do
that's
it in
about
a year.
1.5 million. Yeah,
Okay,
30,
it'd be
30,
about,
30
it'd be
days
about a year.
times.
Right, so it'd be a year. It will be a year before we finish everyone. But at the rate we're going, we're not even getting close to it. And I'm really saddened because the people, again, and I hate to get them on a box here, soapbox, and say, but the senior citizens, people cannot leave the house, people who don't speak English, people don't have cars, people don't have the internet. Those are people who are not going to make it. The rural communities like El Cenizo, Rio Bravo, Mirando, the ranches around town, the rural areas of the state of Texas, this system is set up for the hub centers. If you look at the computer, or at least you look at the website, they picked up the 20 biggest hubs
Right.
in the state of Texas. And I agree, we need to give everybody the shots, but that's not going to be enough, I think.
So what's disappointing, Judge, is also, we get the latest report that the first group that had gotten their vaccine, they're set up to get their second shot. So
Right.
the reason why that's a problem is because you still have a lot of folks that have not even had the first chance
Right.
of the vaccine.
That's
We're
what.
talking about a second,
But again,
booster shot
you know
for
what?
that group. So that's
I'm on a soapbox with no authority, but I'll tell you this: it would seem logical, Judge, that I would have created a separate team to handle the second shots, so you can get them out of the way, so I can concentrate on the ones who haven't gotten the shot yet. Again, but I'm sure this issue is happening all over the state of Texas, not only Laredo. But if I know Laredo,
it happens.
it's gonna be a while before everybody gets their shot. So
Well, right now it's about the optics, right? I mean,
Right.
it's about conveying the message. It's about protecting the people. And if you can't get that message out correctly to the people, it's just, everybody's going to be angry at the leaders that are in power.
Right. But of course, I give some credit to the city, of course, because the city is doing as best as they can, considering that they have limited number of doses, and they have to rely on the state government to give them the doses. So if you don't get them from the government, you don't have any doses here in Laredo, Texas. Just the way it is. But the issue of people jumping the line comes up as well, Judge. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, that's the thing. It's about transparency, right? So when you have a list of private vendors or private businesses having more doses than the city, then there's a lot of problems with the optics. Everybody will ask those questions. How come our government does not have the same amount that the private hospitals or the private clinics are getting?
Right.
So that's something that just needs to be addressed.
Well, I think that's a great point that you bring up, because it is true. There's 15 providers in Laredo, plus the city of Laredo. Though the city doesn't control how many doses each one of them get it, the state of Texas decides that. The city can't control that. But it would be like they pass a ruling or an ordinance saying that you got to tell us who you're getting it to and what procedures you're using. That's fair. But it's unfortunate that there are some people out there who are getting ahead of the line, so to speak, and getting those vaccinations.
And that's always bad. I mean, that's always bad for the people, because if we see folks that are elderly that doesn't have access, like you said, and they're getting sick and they're dying, that's where the problem lies, Judge. And that's just something that you have to fix.
Right.
Or our city in general, or everybody has to join together and try to remedy that.
Right. Well, I know that the state of Texas doesn't mandate a special team, but that doesn't stop the city of Laredo to decide, you know what, we're going to create a neighborhood group of people, just assign some people to just handle the neighborhoods of the senior citizens. The last time I checked with the census, we had over 6,000 senior citizens over the age of 85 years old. 6,000.
Okay.
With that alone, that 6,000 doses right there, that somehow we need to find them and try to help them out one way or another.
And the troubling thing, Judge, is that the latest deaths that have been reported are folks that are over 70 and in their 80s. So that hits that target group.
Right.
And you're talking about some of the places have already received vaccines. It's already been about 4 weeks. So now if you look at it, if there are vaccines that are still on the shelf and not being administered, then we have some serious problems.
Right. Well, those are the ones that are left over from every set of doses you get on a weekly basis that the providers have. But I do want to give kudos out to the city of Laredo. I realize they're sort of overwhelmed, and it's a brand new project. But like I talked to several city folks earlier last week, they've got to give 400,000 shots between now and the end of the year. And at the rate we're going, they're going to get that done in 2 years. So not going to happen.
And that's the thing. I mean, and you got to give them the opportunity.
That's right. So right now they've got
Councilman Gutierrez coming in, Councilwoman Figueroa coming in. I mean, they've got a lot of challenges.
I have high hopes for them that they can come in and sort of reshape that council and try to become more consumer friendly. But I do give credit to Dr. Trevino and Richard Chamberlain, because they're doing their best they can. However, this problem is bigger than themselves. And so they need all of us to give them the ideas. And I, like I mentioned, I'm hopeful that the city council can add, maybe not more doses, but maybe what they should do is create a certification to be able to teach more people to give those doses, because at one point they're gonna have to open up the spigot and have more people learn how to give shots so we can get it out there as fast as we can.
So I believe what needs to take place, Judge, is the fact that the city needs to start taking the helm and coordinating with these clinics and these providers to distribute the vaccine.
Right.
So even though they're limited in the doses that they actually receive, they can still step up and say, hey, look, we're going to take control of this. We're going to dispose of how this is going to be dispensed and come up with the system. That's what's needed. Right. Because right now it's just ad hoc, right? I mean, everybody just dispenses the dosage as they get them as they will. And if the city is just one participant in many, then the optics look very bad, because if you open up an appointment system and within minutes it fills up and everybody else is waiting and it's not working out for them.
Right. Well, yeah, you're right.
And then even with the vaccine, Judge, we still have to keep people and tell them, hey, look, practice the safe social distance and practice, just safe behavior so that they don't spread it or catch it.
Yes. So folks, don't forget, we're doing our Zoom program, so we don't have to wear a mask, but you need to wear a mask anytime you walk out the house. Definitely. Judge, I want to thank you for joining us. I look forward to seeing you again. We still got to talk about all the new programs you have going at the judicial office there at the municipal court. And hopefully we'll be able to do it in a week or so.
Sure. I invite you to come to the court. We've got the main court room almost done. We've got the two adjacent courtrooms. Those are done. We've got, one presiding judge, which is Judge Dominguez, and both of myself and Judge Davila that are here to help them, and a full staff. So things are just moving along, even at a more frantic pace than before. Over
Awesome.
here.
Well, I think we may do a show over there if you don't mind, Judge, but I'll let you know beforehand to make sure that you're available. Thank you, Judge. And as for you, the folks watching, thank you for watching us for another show of the 24/7 Laredo Talk Show. Please check us out on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And until next time, keep enjoying your evening. Thank you. Stay safe, Laredo.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
For 30 years, Buitron Academy has produced great fighters, peace officers, firemen, and many great citizens of Laredo. We teach various martial arts, savate, kempo, capoeira, each in their own traditions, trajectory, history, and pedagogy. Buitron Academy is the first school of savate in the United States, the first capoeira movement in Texas, the first kempo school in Laredo. Buitron Academy is located at 220 West Hillside Road.